Hello and welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about games that defined 8-bit hard.
And we're not talking about games that are just so poorly designed that they make you take a dump wherever you are immediately.
Sure.
We're talking about games that are well made and still difficult. Drinking is a good decision because it numbs the pain.
Tecmo, 1989. Ninja Gaiden was actually a semi-arcade port. The arcade was more like a beat-em-up, really, and less like a platformer, so the NES version was actually significantly different, and it was notable for having cutscenes. People didn't see too much of this. It was like a movie.
I don't know. I wouldn't watch a movie with that few frames per second. But...
In Japan, because they had less restrictions on what special chips they could put in cartridges, it was more common to see cutscenes in games. For the US, because we had a limit on the number of megabits per game and the special chips that you could put in it, it was less common. And one of the great things about this is that it ramps up the difficulty. You don't instantly feel like, oh, you know, this is overwhelming. No, it's...
Wow, yeah. It doesn't take long, though.
No, it wrecks you slowly. You really did feel like a kind of a Spider-Man-esque ninja in this game. It was really cool.
Sometimes you really do get stuck to those walls.
Yeah.
But aside from some of the sticky wall syndrome, I feel like this game has some of the tightest controls of any NES game I've ever played. Like,
yes. You don't have unlimited lives, but you do have unlimited continues, right? The game's like, oh no, you died, but you can keep going if you want to. Are you brave enough? Are you sure you want to do this? You know?
Oh god, I'm
See how
stuck!
you get stuck and he just slashes away at your ass.
I'll slash away at that ass.
Yeah, nice.
Is that the only gun in this entire game? I feel like she should just finish the rest of the game, because she has a much better weapon
She has a
than
gun,
he does.
Well, you know, it's definitely, like I said, one of the reasons why things are 8-bit hard is because of the fact that, oh my god, because of respawning enemies. Even if you kill them, it doesn't matter. They're just back.
Enemies will pop out of nowhere, but then you get to a certain point as you're going in the positive direction, and then the enemies just show up behind you, and it's just like,
what happened?
I don't know how to progress without getting a dick in my butt.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
There's dicks from behind, there's dicks from in front.
So we talked about what makes this game hard. What makes this game good?
Well, like I was saying earlier, one of the things I love about this game is that the controls are super tight.
Yeah.
You are never, like, wrestling with the control scheme to get what you want to happen.
Mm-hmm. So, tight controls, a movie-like storyline that makes it feel like it's your fault, right? With the tight controls. It's not the game's fault, it's your fault, but it's still difficult as hell. So it keeps you coming back for more.
Right.
A perfect example of 8-bit hard. Not 8-bit broken, but 8-bit hard.
That's some shit! That dog should not have access to me when I'm hanging off the wall.
I also think here if you fall,
yeah,
you die.
you die.
But if you go down the ladder, and even though it's like a short drop, you're fine.
Jeez.
So you're trying
This is just the catch-22 of them all.
Yeah, it constantly respawning. Constantly respawning.
I broke the game.
What happened?
You know this is the place where, like, if you fall off the ladder, you die?
Yeah.
So, I connected with the ladder, but I moved off the screen too quickly. So I died, but it did the screen change.
Oh. So the game
So the game is very confused about...
It doesn't know what's going on.
Right.
So, some could definitely argue that the difficulty was bumped up quite a bit in Ninja Gaiden 2 and 3 for the NES.
Yeah, but I feel like Ninja Gaiden is the legend, the icon, the whatever the hell those statues in the game are.
And that's why we chose the first Ninja Gaiden as the example of 8-bit hard, because it set the standard for the rest of the series.
Right.
Castlevania by Konami. Much more of a moseyed pace here. As Castlevania enthusiasts will know, of course, hearts are not health. They're ammunition, basically, for whatever power-up you happen to have. So why would you say that this game qualifies as 8-bit hard?
Well, it's certainly a challenge. It's not necessarily evident in this level, but it will become evident in the long term.
I think you have similar things going on. You have respawning enemies.
And I definitely think in this game, you're fighting against the controls a little bit more, and that's, I would call it closer to a design flaw than an intended thing to make the game difficult by limiting the controls. But still, for the most part, it's not flat unfair.
Yeah.
The enemies don't come at you at a pace that the controls can't deal with. Ninja Gaiden, yes, your controls are tighter, you move faster, but the enemies move faster too. Now, if you had to play through Ninja Gaiden as Simon Belmont, you would be flat fucked. Yeah, you really don't want the holy water in this fight, buddy.
Yeah, this is a bad fight for the holy water.
You haven't even dealt him a damage
No,
yet.
I'm stuck on the damn steps.
Respawning is just a killer, because you start in a spot often way too close to the boss, and you don't get the opportunity to power up, and it's just a problem.
Yeah, but the axe, now that you have the axe, that's gonna be a lot easier. That's perfect. This is the perfect boss for the axe. Personally, why I believe that this is 8-bit hard can be summed up in 2 words. You wanna guess what those 2 words are?
Castlevania.
I was gonna say Medusa heads.
To be fair, it's not really even that hard until you're dealing with Medusa heads and axe armors.
Yes.
Because you are a linear character dealing with wavy enemies. And there's an enemy taking care of the linear dimensions, so you're fucking trapped. Once you jump, you're stuck.
That's another reason why it kind of has that 8-bit stiff controls. So we said why it's 8-bit difficult. Why is it 8-bit good? Why is this a great game? Why is it memorable?
Well, I think the music is a big part of it. I think the Castlevania music is
top notch.
Top of the I don't know.
Top of the pops. Top of the pops.
I think that's what I'm going for, yeah. I like that.
Just like Ninja Gaiden, you have unlimited continues. So basically, if you can keep on dying as much as you need to, and at the end of the day, if you don't continue, that's your decision. The game tells you can continue as much as you want.
It's gonna be bad.
What does the watch do?
It stops time, but it usually does not work on bosses.
Oh.
It does work on bosses. Oh.
Nice. Nice!
Oh, now it's the fucking jumping humpers.
What are those little... I forgot what those are called.
Fleamen.
Fleamen. Alright, Ghosts and Goblins, based off the arcade hit. So he's basically nude with his girlfriend. He's doing it in a cemetery. The thing about this game that's notable is that 1 hit, you lose your armor, 2 hits, you lose your life. And not only do you have to play through the game once, you actually have to do the whole thing twice to truly beat the game. What specifically makes it 8-bit hard? What gives it a spot in this
there are enemies everywhere.
Show? Yeah.
Everywhere.
The enemies are constantly
Ghosts
spawning.
and goblins is an understatement. It's ghosts and goblins and ghouls and more ghosts and skeletons, and I don't even trust my girlfriend. I think if I ran into her, I'd die. She probably has herpes. But that's some shit too. Like, they have some of the same enemy that move at different speeds. It's very confusing and complicated and hard.
Well, I think that's why it's kind of an arcadey sort of title. I mean, it was truly based off of an arcade game. It's arcade difficult.
Right, pop your damn coins in when you die.
Yeah, exactly. Except when it translates to a console game, it's basically like, oh, well, you don't have coins, you have lives, so you are going to die.
Let's not mince words. Arcade games were designed to take your money.
Sure.
Yes, you can get good at them, and obviously there are people who are good at this sort of game, but their original intention was to take your money. Yeah, you're not running with infinite continues in this game either. You can't really chip away at everything, because every time you completely die, you're going back to the start of the stage.
So, we talked about why this is 8-bit hard. Why is it 8-bit good? What's good about this game? I was never really into this, but I know a lot of people really love Ghosts and Goblins.
It was never a game that really made it for me either, like I was saying. People love the music. I really only like the music for this stage. I wonder if, like, psychologically, my mind just will not allow me to beat this game because it likes the first stage music so much.
Entirely possible.
The controls are responsive. Arthur moves pretty fast. You've got a long-range attack, which makes it a little bit easier to deal with enemies everywhere. I guess I get to start with fire again. I don't like the fire.
Fire's not great. The thing about this game is that you'll often find yourself... What? You'll often find yourself with weapons that you don't really care for. So one part of the strategy is knowing which weapons are good, which weapons are bad.
You might find yourself as a frog, and who the fuck knows what the advantage to that is.
Who knows? Oh, got my armor back. These are the worst. These are the worst! Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, I think that for those people that like this sort of thing, I think it would be a great game. For us, it's
There's
probably
nothing
just...
explicitly wrong with it. I just don't enjoy it like I enjoyed the other one.
It's just not our cup of tea.
I noticed that we really shouldn't feel too bad, because if we wait for it, we will see the game demo is just as incompetent as we are.
Very cool. I remember playing this game as a kid. I loved it. I didn't get very far, but I thought it was so cool because I loved the Ninja Turtles.
You had, like, the world map as well as the actual stages. I always preferred the world map myself and did everything I could to avoid going into the stages, minus those fucking bulldozers, which were a problem. Oh, God.
The enemies are just everywhere.
That seems like a bad decision. Maybe this will be... Oh! God! There's shit everywhere.
I think you're gonna have to do a stage here.
Get extra energy with pizza.
You can do it! Interconnected levels with the world map. You have to go in there to pop out over there, I assume.
Why did I even go into the first sewer?
There's really no need.
Absolutely no reason.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my god! Too much shit!
Just from playing this game for a couple minutes, why is it 8-bit hard?
There's shit everywhere!
This is the perfect example. Everywhere, just everywhere.
There's nothing I can do to not get hit here.
Can you attack up? I mean, you can kind of attack up, but you're taking damage while you do it. So wait, that was only to get health? That is 8-bit hard. They make you go through a gauntlet just to get health, so you lose more health than you gain unless you are amazing at the game. Dang.
I'm down to my last turtle, and he's at minimal health.
I do like how you can swap between them. So does this game qualify for our requirements? I mean, it is 8-bit hard, but is it also a well-made game?
You know, I'm not convinced.
It's kind of on the borderline. Like, it's not, this is actually not a great game. It's good, but it's not great, I don't think. I don't think it fully meets the requirements, but it is something you think of when you think of 8-bit hard, though.
Yeah, and it's not wretchedly awful.
Did I just get killed? Son of a bitch! I mean, you could just get wiped, just lose one of your turtles outright. Just get completely wiped out by those, like, bulldozer, like, tank thing. No!
And you did it again.
Swap. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah, girl.
Oh man, she's got some hips.
Oh, she does. Those hips don't lie. See, this is all well and good that I can attack upwards, but it's not going to matter in a minute because these characters can probably all respawn. Ah!
Can you not make that jump from here? No.
I bet, yep, and everybody respawns. Everybody respawns. Although it does allow us to continue. Look at this.
That's a plus.
Still, though, I don't think that the game is overly broken. I think that it is, unlike the other games, somewhat unfair. So here we are with Mega Man 2 as our last game. And what a game it is. He looks a little effed up. Why didn't we choose Mega Man 1?
Well, you know, Mega Man 1 was a little bit less refined, a little bit more purely pain. Is it still a great game? Yeah, there's some great things about it, but I feel like Mega Man 2 is the more mature of the games.
Mega Man 2 is when the series kind of came into its own. You know, Mega Man 2 is the game that we remember. Really, of all the games that we're playing, it really is the greatest example of a great game that's 8-bit hard.
Bubble Man's song is so Bubble Man's song is so tragic.
Why is that?
I don't know, it's just, it sounds so sad. And I don't know why a Bubble Man has to be so sad.
A genre-defining game. What makes it good? What makes this game awesome?
I mean, I love the music. I don't think you can really complain about the controls in Mega Man. Mega Man usually does what you tell him to do.
People keep coming back for more. It's one of those games that it's painful, you know? It's painful to play, but people just eat it up.
But I mean, the mechanics are pretty cool. You get the weapons from the bosses you beat.
It's a kind of, you know, choose-your-own-adventure sort of game as well. I mean, I feel like it was probably one of the earlier games to do something like that.
Right.
Where it's like you have this sense of control, or at least an illusion of control, of what your game experience is going to be like, and that adds an element of strategy, and I think it's a lot different than a lot of games at the time, where you go from level 1 to level 2 to level 3, you know, and that's pretty much it.
Those dogs have the angles locked down. They're good guardians of their territory.
You know, the fact that, like, the first couple times you play, you just suck. You know what I mean? And then the satisfaction of doing it right when you finally accomplish that jump that you wanted to accomplish.
Yeah, but you have to do it before you feel that satisfaction, and I never do. Not even a Mega Man should have to deal with this.
It just offers you so many different options on how you would like to potentially die.
I don't even think I've ever been this far in Bubble Man stage.
Well, you specifically chose Bubble Man stage. I thought you knew what you were doing.
His song is so tragic. I'm in a pickle here.
It's the classic, you can shoot in 2 directions, but you can die in every direction. Let's do a stage select.
These nuts are a great way to recover from a tough night of gaming.
Oh, I agree.
Oh,
No,
I dropped one.
Good.
But before we go, I have to mention, and it is an honorable mention, one of the games we left out tonight that is also kind of one of the defining pillars of 8-bit hard, Contra.
Oh, yeah.
We didn't really want to retread old ground because we'd reviewed it before. And we also felt that the fact that everybody knew the Konami code took away a lot of its luster as one of those 8-bit hard games.
Yes. With 30 lives, the game is very, very beatable.
Yeah. Very manageable.
Is it?
I'm choking on these nuts.
You really are. You really are choking on those nuts. So let us know in the comments below what games you feel define 8-bit hard.
Yeah, and we're talking the sort of games we covered tonight. Not brokenly terrible, they're hard because you can't play them. But games that you can't just throw into your system and beat in a night. You gotta have some practice.
Genuinely good games.
Right.
Yeah. And also, while you're at it, let us know some games that Richie and I should play next time that you feel are 8-bit hard.
Please, no beta questing. That's 64 bits.
Or some more beta questing. Who knows? Whatever you guys want to see, we'll do it. We'll do it, right? We'll do it. We'll do it. Choking on those nuts.
I would rather not choke on those nuts.
They're hard.